You're satisfied, then, that the Darkstalkers in this area have been exterminated?
Oh, sure, yeah. Never can tell when you're gonna need some dark stalking busters. Of course, pretty girl like you's welcome to come in. Can't pay you, though. Ain't often you get something for nothing. Know what I mean? Best part of it was not having them darn dark ones around no more. Now, there's no need for you to be rushing off now, is there? Sure, maybe it works straight up, but pretty guy like you don't want to be out here in the middle of the night. So what do you say? You're gonna spend the night or what?
Yeah, you don't want nothing to grab you.
Especially not when we're here to protect you.
Sorry, gentlemen, but no. One would so hate to be obliged to her protectors for protection. Good day.
Come inside. Be a good girl. Pour Daddy a drink.
What is it with men? Tag Hsien-Ko, you're it.
Don't they realize how much energy we've got now that we fight their stupid Darkstalkers? Ni hao. Yeah, I know. Don't kill him, just hurt him a little bit, right?
When development began on the second Darkstalkers game, which would be called Vampire Hunter in Japan or Night Warriors elsewhere, the team wanted the new characters to have a different role in the series canon than what had been seen before. The first game focused entirely on the different monsters that inhabited this world, so the second game would feature characters whose profession was to hunt them down. Haruo Murata wanted one of the new characters to shoulder a heavy burden of fate, and the other to be a female. He thought she would be too weak as a plain human, so he based her character on the Jiangshi, a special breed of vampires often seen in Chinese folklore who kill living creatures by absorbing their qi or life force. Literally translated as stiff corpse, the Jiangshi are said to be created when a person's soul fails to leave the deceased body either from an improper death, suicide, or just wanting to cause mischief. These Chinese vampires are often seen wearing dynastic robes and jumping from place to place rather than walking due to their reanimated corpses taking on rigor mortis, which requires them to also stretch out their arms to maintain balance. While a prominent figure in Chinese folklore that dates back to the Qing dynasty, the Jiangshi haven't been portrayed much in video games before. The only other most likely encounter players have had with these creatures was back in Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. One of the ways to repel these creatures was with a paper talisman or parchment called an ofuda, which was normally placed on their forehead. During early production on the character, graphics designer Hitoshi Nishio was watching a movie featuring the Jiangshi and was worried about how she would be able to move with the ofuda covering her eyes, so he made that become her fraternal twin sister. According to series planner Noritaka Funamizu, the original design actually featured the sisters fighting together as one unit, similar to Morgan's astral vision ability, but that proved to be a big problem programming-wise since it was difficult for the player to know how and which character they controlled, so the idea was abandoned. During her conception, she was given the nickname Lei-Lei, which is the Chinese character for spirit being repeated twice. When the time came to decide her official name, the team liked how it sounded so much they stuck with it. During the game's localization outside Japan, her name would be changed to Hsien-Ko, while her sister, originally known as Rinrin in Japan, became Mei Ling, but her original name can still be heard at the beginning of a match. As characters who were once normal human beings, fighting barehanded would likely be too hard for them, so she was given giant metal claws to put her arms into and a variety of tricks and weapons to be used against enemies. While the sisters shared a tragic backstory, Hsien-Ko was given a cheerful personality as a saving grace. Murata believed that since she was basically a zombie, she'd probably been around for a while, so the team intentionally gave her the speech pattern of a modern youth because they felt it better suited her personality. Hsien-Ko and her twin sister Mei-Ling were born in the year 1730 into the Shao family of Senjutsushi, mystics trained to defeat supernatural beings like the Darkstalkers. On the night of their inaugural ceremony, their village is unexpectedly attacked by such creatures, which forces their mother to sacrifice herself in order to save their lives. As a result, the sisters are saved, but their mother's soul is forever cursed to be trapped in darkness. The sisters are so overcome by the loss of their mother that they choose to sacrifice their own lives by performing the forbidden Igyo Tenshin technique, which transforms Hsien-Ko into a powerful Chinese vampire and Mei-Ling into a ward capable of controlling her. Doing so allows them to combat the Darkstalkers in an effort to free their mother's soul. Their mother gave up everything to protect her daughters from ever succumbing to the Darkstalkers, yet it's her sacrifice that ultimately drives them to do just that, roaming the world for centuries, living a life where they no longer possess the common traits of being human.
This poor body. Even the chill of the water is beyond it.
Or the burning heat of a flame.
According to their ending in Night Warriors, the sisters do manage to free their mother's soul, but at the cost of their own lives. As a reward for their efforts, their mother allows them to be reborn as infants in a new life free from their memories of the past. In doing so, the sisters are finally able to live a life of happiness, just as their mother would have wanted. They would go on to be raised by a normal family, but on their 16th birthday, the powers from their former lives are reawakened in them as a final gift from their mother. Unfortunately, this new power is sensed by the Demon Lord Jeddah, who causes their physical bodies to fall into a coma while their collective consciousness is transported into his newly created dimension called the Majikan. There, the sisters fully regain control of their former powers and must fight their way out of this demon realm, resulting in their showdown with Jeddah at the end of the third game, Vampire Savior. The sisters are eventually consumed by the darkness once again, but thanks to the divine intervention of their mother, they are able to go back to living their normal lives. Following her debut in Darkstalkers, Hsien-Ko has made appearances in a number of different crossover games, ranging from a small cameo in a stage background to a fully playable character. Hsien-Ko has had a number of different voice actors throughout her various appearances. Her original voice actress was Michiko Neya, and for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she was replaced by Saori Hayami. In the Darkstalkers anime series, Hsien-Ko's human form looked similar to Street Fighter's Chun-Li, which was a bit ironic because her voice actor then, Yuko Miyamura, had also voiced Chun-Li during that time. Hsien-Ko has since become one of Darkstalkers' most popular characters. While in the eyes of more casual players, she hasn't reached that same level of notoriety as the series' other female characters, but it hasn't stopped this Chinese vampire from garnering a lot of positive reception, not just from longtime fans, but among the developers at Capcom. While Akira Yasuda didn't have any part in her creation, he believes Hsien-Ko is a true masterpiece, the kind of character that only comes around once in a blue moon. For him, it's not often that you see characters as refined as Hsien-Ko coming out in sequels to popular games. While Chinese vampires are traditionally seen as horrifying creatures designed to terrorize others, Hsien-Ko manages to come off looking very adorable. Her appeal has had enough lasting power that she's even gone on to star in her own video games from Capcom like the puzzle games Lei-Lei's Magical Hammer and Line Drop Spirit Catcher Lei-Lei. Hsien-Ko is another fine example of a very unique character design that has since inspired a number of different characters in other video games, either directly or indirectly. There's a good chance fans will be seeing her again soon, as she has proven to be one of those characters from Capcom that truly remains immortal.